I'm not quite sure what's going on with the board here. One minute they're giving me 20% of transfer revenues, the next minute they're giving me 5%, the next minute they're giving me no percent. Be that as it may, whatever percentage they gave us, we still didn't make any moves in the transfer window. I could not move anybody, I could not bring anybody in. On the plus side though, because we're doing so well, a lot of players are wanting to re-up their contracts. A lot of them are coming in with some fairly high salary demands, and because we have no money, the board is limiting how much I can pay them, and as a result, they're walking away frustrated, and then when I actually do have a little money to pay them, they don't want us to talk because of our previous negotiations. That's both a good thing and a bad thing. On the plus side, we're 14 points ahead of our closest competitor in the league. We're on a really good cup run, and that brings us to today's match, where we visit an old friend. My name's FM19, and this is episode 6 of the Ritornu a Gloria with SC Bastia. And these are the old friends. USL Dunkerque was my first big save that I actually invested a lot of time and energy into. I was there for 20 years. There's a thread on the SI forums where I post about what we did. A little league history here. 5-time UEFA League champions, 4 Club World Championships, 8-time League One winners, 7-time Coup de France, 8-time Coup de Leagues. I don't know if it was a glitch in FM19, but you had one of the things you can do is set up your screen flows to get results from other competitions. I don't do that when I'm playing the lower leagues because it's no use going out and getting those results because you can't go out and scout those players. But when I was in the Championnat National, USL Dunkerque was a third-tier team, which they are currently. I did that, and you would go out and you'd see the national teams and you could scout them. And one of the additional things you could do was add the club that player was currently playing at. Well, a lot of the teams in some of these smaller countries would have players who were really good players that weren't signed to a contract. And I wish I could show you this guy in full. Jan Kostolansky was an absolute legend of the team. And he was one of those players. I saw him when he had 12 under-21 appearances for Slovakia, and he wasn't signed to a contract. So I went and signed him to a contract, and he was absolutely brilliant. He started out as an attacking midfielder on the right, went to the attacking midfielder on the left, played attacking midfield center. He was here 15 years and was absolutely brilliant. And when we got to the League One level, we got an owner who finally invested some time and money into the club. And we can never challenge PSG in terms of spending money. But what I could do was out-scout them. And I'd found some really good players, some really good youth players that I brought in for a decent price. And then they would improve and get better, and I'd sell them on for a ton of money. And then I think every player has this with a certain save. They get the regen that they absolutely love, who's just absolutely brilliant. And me, that is this guy right here, Peter Clark. Again, I found him on the under-21 squad of Croatia. He was at Dinamo Zagreb. I saw his stats when he was 18 years old. And was just like, if he's this good as an 18-year-old, what's he going to be when he reaches his full potential? I paid £1.5 million for him. He's now literally the best striker in the game, and he has just had some otherworldly seasons. His best season was the 2035-2036 season when we just absolutely bossed everybody. I think we won 7 cups this year. 35 appearances, 47 goals, 13 assists, 12 players in the match. He's one of those regens that you just absolutely love, and you try and find one of those every save. And the reason I bring that up today, that little walk around memory lane, is because we are in the French Cup 10th round, and we're playing USL Dunkerque. We've been really lucky in some of these games. I didn't think we'd make it past Jura Sud, and somehow we thrashed them 6-1. I literally started the game, and I didn't touch my mouse for the next 7 minutes, it seemed. The team was just absolutely on fire. The last live com was the Luciana game, where we won 1-0, barely. The last team in the league, that was set up as a classic trap game. Had a friendly against the Marseille Reserves, which we won 4-2. An away game against AS Saint Remy de Provence, which we won 3-0. Jeunesse with a brace of goals. And then somehow, Rahavi Rahavi is somehow now registered for the squad. So I brought him in, and he scored. He's actually a really good winger on the right side. Then the game against Jura Sud in the French Cup 9th round game. Makameri, a brace of goals. Rahavi, a brace of goals. Jeunesse, a goal. And Matthias Rame, a goal in the 55th minute. We just absolutely thrashed them this entire game. They were just... with 29 shots, 13 on target. Decent possession advantage. We were just, we had 13 corners, and I've actually been training corners in the training sessions, set pieces and things like that, because I think it's one of the things that will help give us an edge here at the lower level. We played an away game against Jaco Reserves, which we won 3-1. Bacana with a goal, Christophe Vincent with a goal, Ludovic Jeunesse with a goal. Christophe Vincent is one of the players I alluded to before. The screen came up and said, "Hey, he's one of our best players. Let's sign him to a new contract." Went open up negotiations. He is currently earning 2,300 euros a week. His initial offer was 2,700 euros a week. I wasn't going to pay him that. I'd pay him 2,500 euros a week. But at the time, the board was just doing some weird things. 1 week, my finances would be, you're getting 20% of transfer revenue. The next week, you're getting 5%. The next day, you're getting 0%. The next day, you're getting 10%. They limited the amount I could pay him to 1,600 euros. And I, put in the 1,600 euros and upped his appearance fee a little bit and his goal bonus and stuff like that. And he was like, "Nope, I'm walking away." Here's my counter offer. His counter offer was something like, 2,600 euros. And it's like, I can't offer you that. I can offer you 1,600 max. And, I walked away. And now he no longer wants to negotiate with the club. So this is probably his last season here, especially as he's wanted by Paris FC. And I think he's going to go there. I'm not quite sure of the rules in France. I think he can sign a contract when there's less than 6 months left on his current contract. But I'm not sure about that. We finally did lose a game, but it was a friendly against the Ajaccio Reserves. We got back to our winning ways with a game at ES Canat Rocheville, who was going to be the live com today. They are the second team in the league, and we absolutely thrashed them 4-1. Santelli, a 16th minute goal. Sofiane Ben Bram, an 18th minute goal. Adrietti had a pretty unfortunate own goal for Canat in the 39th minute. Jeunesse put the topper on the cake with a goal in the 48th minute. I decided to play this offline because we're playing Dunkerque in the French Cup 10th round. Dunkerque is still in the Championnat National, and there are some players on here that I do recognize from when I played them back in the day. Jeremy Huisman is a pretty decent defensive center back. Giovanni Tricata, Giovanni, as I always call him because I can't pronounce his last name properly, Chuacha. Anyhow, Giovanni, very good defensive left back. I don't recognize some of these other players, though. Brunel, maybe. Idrissa Ba, I recognize. Baboy Traore, I recognize. They're a pretty good team. They're 6th in the Championnat, and it's going to be an interesting game. Before we get to that, though, transfers. We did absolutely nothing. We did bring in a couple of players who I had on trial originally. Kevin Pelopidis, who I may have mentioned in the last episode. Young striker. I think I did mention him in the last episode. Here on a hot prospect contract. And then Matthias Rame, midfielder, also a youth player, 18 years old, 2-star current ability, 4-star potential ability. I signed him because of his physicals mostly and his passing, which was actually, the stuff that you see in blue is why I signed him. He is also here on a hot prospect contract. He scored the 1 goal in the cup game, also had an assist. Pretty decent central midfielder. Okay, Mazzala Carolao, advanced playmaker. I'm trying to bring in players that I know I can sign in the off season that will be here next year, because frankly, in looking at who we have and the restrictions we have placed on us by the board as to who we can sign, probably 2/3 or 9/11, 8/11 of the squad is not going to be here next season. And that was the transfer window. I mean, I tried loaning players out. I tried selling players. There were teams that were kind of interested, but no one wanted to offer nobody came in and offered me anything for any of my players. It was really frustrating. The only thing that's taken away that level of frustration is the fact that, yes, we are 14 points ahead of our closest competitor at the top of the league. Jeunesse leads the team with 9 goals. Santelli has a 7.5 rating. Jeunesse also has 8 assists. In the 17 matches we've played thus far, we are first in goals scored and first in goals allowed. However, we are also 6th highest in yellow cards. Our average attendance is 2,715. For some reason, I still haven't quite been able to figure this out. 2,563 seems to be the magic number of people showing up at the club, which is odd because we have 2,500 season ticket holders, and that means, if all the season ticket holders show up, we're just getting 63 people walking in off the streets to buy tickets. And for as good a club as we are, you'd think there'd be a bit more showing up, but maybe not. That said, I'm going to go check the best 11 and my reserves, and we are going to be back with our French Cup 10th round match against USL Dunkerque in just a bit. And this is the formation we're playing today. We are playing, it's a 4-3-3 with 2 DMs. Adriano in goal, Ben Brom, Midori, Mabai, and Sione as the defensive back 4, Koulibaly and Vincent as the defensive midfielders, Jeunesse as the midfielder, Santelli and Rahavi as the attacking midfielders behind Boreas Bell up top as the striker. Cup-wise, we've been lucky in that we've played teams that are only a tier or so above us. I think Dunkerque's in the Championnat. Well, there was the one team who was League 2 that we beat, which we probably should have when you get right down to it. But right now, 30 minutes into the game against Dunkerque, we're doing really well. 5 shots, 2 on target. We've held them to no shots and none on target. And it's going to be one of those exciting first halves where you see the opening kickoff and nothing else. 6 shots, 2 on target for us. They've had a huge possession advantage, but they haven't been able to do anything with it. Arnold Garita, who is one of their strikers, picked up a knock, which isn't helping them. So, I was hoping this would be a longer live com. Corner kick, Jeunesse sends it in. Santelli, nice save by Maraval. Coming up on 60 minutes here, we're going to make a couple substitutions. We're going to bring on Bacana for Sofiane. We're going to bring on Santini for Rahavi. I'll save the last sub here. We might make another one, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Arajao to Traore. Back to Voisin. Out to Chuacha. Alone on the left. He drives forward, crosses it in. Kendis is there, and he scores. That was well done. Santelli sends it in. Candace knocks it away. Is that a foul? That is a foul. Can we equalize? Is this Jeunesse? I think it is Jeunesse. Oh, nice. Oh, did we get lucky there? I've been practicing set pieces more. Simply because I think it helps give us a little bit of an edge. I think lower league teams, at least managed by the computer, they just concentrate on overall. And while that's incremental improvements, the players are going to improve incrementally with the amount of game time, and that we're going to extra time. Okay. Kana. Jeunesse over to Vincent, over to Sione. It's 4 players I have on the field with yellow cards. That doesn't bode well. Brunil to Budad. Back to Brunil. Long pass goes right to Sione. Taps it up to Santini. Over to Bacana. He drives forward. Long shot. Why are you doing that, guy? Come on. Santelli. Oh, nice save by Marvel. We reached that point in the game where everybody's exhausted to one level or another. Well, it's now the second half of extra time. 16 shots, 8 on target to us, 4 shots, 3 on target for Dunkirk. They've had a huge possession advantage. Candice to Masurica. To Giovanni. Back to Huisman. Huisman. Up to LeBrun. Drives forward. Santelli dispossesses him. It goes right to Boudad. Back to Brunel. To Boudad. Over to LeBrun. Back to Brunel. To Boudad. Oh, he sends it up. El Hamzoui's there, but he loses it. Vincent with the ball. Up to Santini. Holds it up. Long cross for Bacana. Off the crossbar. Oh. Marvel picked up a yellow. How did that happen? Oh, man. I think we're going to go to penalty kicks. I can't take you off. Ludovic, you're my best penalty kick taker. Well, here we go. Well, this turned into a lot more exciting live comm than I thought. Genest, who frankly can be very hit or miss, and he missed. Boudad. Oh, nice job, Adriani. Vincent. Oh, come on. It's going to be one of those, isn't it? El Hamzoul. Oh, nuts. Okay, Sione. Nice. Okay. Need one more block. LeBrun for Dunkirk. Koulibaly needs to score this or we lose. The heck was that? He kicked it right at him. Okay, come on, Adriani. And we lose on penalty kicks. Well, as they say in France, merde. That royally bites. Should have expected this, though. That royally bites. 21 shots, 10 on target for us, 24 total fouls. They had a huge possession advantage, which helped them. They had 4 shots, 3 on target. Genest and Vincent both missed on penalty kicks. Genest has a 15 for crying out loud. Well, we only have 8 games left in the season. So I think what I'm going to do is kind of sort of split the difference. We are going to come back for the game against Bastia EF, who, frankly, are our rivals. Doesn't really say it in the game, but they are. I think by that point, if we maintain our winning streak, we'll probably have clinched the division by then. But strange things have been known to happen. And we'll go from there. I don't know what was up with my penalty kick takers. I mean, yeah, we got a gift in the 94th minute. I'll be the first person to admit it. This has been happening way too much in FM. You know, for as much as people want to complain about the match engine and keepers making stupid mistakes and stuff like that, extra time goals have been absolutely out of control in FM19. You can't tell me otherwise. I mean, statistically, the number of extra time goals I've seen in just my games with Crystal Palace and you know, my other offline save, they're statistically improbable. Okay, they just are. So you know what? Next game, we're going to come back. I will show you the squad improvements, the training from January, and we're going to play Bastia EF, and we'll see where we are. If you liked what you've seen and heard, please leave a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. questions, criticisms, comments, leave those down below. I'll answer them as fast as I can. My name is FM19, and I thank you for watching along with SC Bastia, Episode 6, The Return Out of Gloria.